Hello guys and welcome back
Dude,
to
when started
another
it?
video. In this video, as you can see from the title, um, this is the championship deciding race which is at Britain. Um, so I would like to say this video will be slightly long because of all the things that I want to show you and all the things that happened. And yeah, this was a very exciting race for me to race myself, and it'll be very exciting for you guys to watch as well. Um, I don't want to say much, and I don't want to take much of your time here in the beginning. However, I would like to say that this is uh, this race was really crucial for me to win, because if I won, I would have won the championship then and there. However, if I came P2 and Catty came P1, he would win the championship. Well, he wouldn't win the championship, but it would go down to Bahrain, and the gap would be very, very small. And I wasn't confident at all about Bahrain because I did a league race there before, and I was really, really bad at Bahrain. So I was really hoping it would finish over here. And this is the calendar. I mean, majority of it has been done. This is Britain that we'll be seeing today, and next week probably Bahrain, because that is the last race. So yeah, this was again a very, very fun season personally for me, and I hope it entertained you guys as well, all the people who have been watching since the Monza race, which was the first ever one, and then so on and so forth, have been watching ever since. And to all the new people that are here as well, welcome. And if you haven't watched the previous races, then I would suggest you go and do so, because it was really, really fun. And some of them were up and down with all sorts of things happening in all sorts of races. So
Why are you nervous?
it would be very, very interesting for you guys to watch. And
Hate to break it to you.
thanks to Indian racing
If
community
you do everything
once
on
again,
time, it will be
because
on
they
time.
provided because they allowed me to
And
use
it'll
one
all
of
be
the
said, and if
clips
something goes
from
wrong, you'll have time
Twitch.
to fix it. If you do it last 2
Unfortunately, we
minutes,
couldn't get the
it's not going
stream
to
up
happen
on
correctly.
YouTube because of a few issues, so
Simple.
I had to take the clip from Twitch. However, no worries, and yet again, thanks to them, and their YouTube channel link will be in the description along with their website. And without wasting any further time, let's go on to the quali. Moving in, we can see that it is completely dry, which is good for us. However, we did a full quali, so Q1 and Q2 were quite boring. So let's move on to Q3, and you will see in a second that this is Q3, by the way. And we load in and we're stuck like this.
Oh no! What?
So
I'm
basically,
glitched.
yeah, so it wasn't just me, and this glitch
I'm
happened
stuck on the
before as
TV
well,
pod.
but luckily it was during a practice session and not an actual league race. But
I'm stuck on TV pod.
this stuff keeps happening, and luckily it was everybody this time around. So the only solution to this is basically just restart, basically leave the lobby and join back. However, make sure there's
See, this
two
is why
people.
they shouldn't put full
The
quali.
make sure there's like two people left in the lobby before they
No,
leave and
because
rejoin
this
to
game is
fix
so
the issue,
dog shit, the
because
more time you give it,
otherwise
the
the
more
lobby
screw
will
itself over.
close. So it is again not ideal. So
Oh, face!
yeah, I mean, Bugmaster's back at it again.
It is the game's RNG, we know.
The most
Just do something, go into
we can do is
pause
just
when you keep
hope
coming
this
out of it. I
game
don't know,
gets
something will
fixed, so
fix
the
it.
next one's better. However,
Damn, you have
let's
to make it sus.
here you can see that
See,
I
when
come
have
back
joined,
in
I have 12 minutes
during
left.
Q3. So yeah, I'm basically desynced. Basically, whenever you leave and rejoin, you get desynced from everybody. So everybody is
I have
desynced.
12
So
minutes, bro.
so for
What are
you,
all
it will
about?
show that it is
Yeah, I have 11:40. Screw yourself. What are you all about?
the max session timing, even though the actual session timing is completely different.
Let's go. Tell your brother to
So
keep
yeah,
his damn mouth
luckily
shut.
the
We're gonna
coordinators
be
allowed us to
setting 2
do
laps like usual, and
2
then
laps like how usually we do,
we
and
have
then
11
we
minutes,
will
bro.
just do a lobby restart.
What am I drinking? I'm not
So
drinking. What are you all
quali
about?
from this will be counted, so it was essential for us to get like a good position in quali here. So moving on, uh, We'll be doing a double hot lap because I know I can't improve in just the first one turning on the hot lap. Set a banker of 33, which is again not good. Get a meh exit out of the last corner, coming into the first corner. Amazing lines as you can see. Already up a bit, could have been better. Braking on the point, taking the curve as much as possible early. And the throttle here, downshift to second, turn in. And very weird corner. So yeah, it takes a second for the traction to come through. Turning on the DRS. Mink has retired from the session, so he won't be improving his time. So he just has to hope that he has a good time set. Not doing bad here on this lap, already up by 2 seconds. Out of the exit, it's not the best exit. I sort of understood. You can see Mink's car right there. But yeah, I sort of understood out of there. Coming into the Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton corner, we won't do a Lewis Hamilton, and we will take the corner perfectly through the. Not perfect, but it's good enough for this lap. Maggots and Buckets, the only corner name that I know here other than Cops and Stowe. And taking the inside curve as much as possible to shorten the distance on the exit there. Coming into Stowe, I think this is, and downshift to 5th. I could have just gone on to 6th and gotten the power and stayed off the power for a bit, but then again we have another chance at it. So as you can see, coming into the final corner, not the best lap time, so we'll be going again. So P5 for now. We'll try to improve on this. We're down by 200ths of a second here. Gain slightly on the under braking, but then we lose it, and then they gain it under braking yet again, and then lose it on the mid to exit. Catches the first lap, so that's put us into P6 for now. But I know the people behind can easily improve on the time, so it's a good thing that I'm going on a lap yet again. I didn't upshift, that stayed on 4th, and it's again a lot more understeer than before, which is again not ideal, not what we wanted, but we will
Can you let me focus? I'm trying to improve.
And I say I'm trying to improve. Can you let me focus? Because I was in a party with quite a few people, and they kept talking, so I was getting slightly distracted. And as you can see, I've gained slight amount of time there, and we are in the dirty air of Rahul here. This is not helping us, but it's fine. But here, as you can see, on the exit we gain out of nowhere 200s, and we've gotten fastest middle sector, so we can probably get P2, P3. Won't be pole, that's for sure. Coming into the last section of corners, we take this one nice, we take this one absolutely brilliantly. You can see the amount of time gain we have. Where will that put us? That puts us P3 for now. And this is like a sort of like a fun thing to do that we Xbox people like to do is whenever the lobby is being restarted, we like to do demolition derby. Again, there was formation lap on this, so it wasn't really successful. At least the most I could. It's a demolition derby, so the most I could say is touch Catty and disqualify him. However, the other people had a lot more fun where they properly took other people out. And yeah, it's just sort of like a small little fun thing that we do, nothing too serious, because lobby's being restarted anyways.
Oh, fuck off. Who didn't take out the AI?
Okay, so let's move on. This is a strategy, medium to soft. A one-stopper, that is what we will be going for unless we crash out, spin, or something unfortunate happens where we have to pit.
Formation
so yes, no formation lap on the restart, not waste time. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. We have slight wheel spin there, which is not giving us the best start. Ming gets a very, very good start. We're right behind Catty, and Ming breaks, I think, there. He said he broke, so I don't know why he broke right there. And then we're going side by side with Mink. We're on the outside of Mink on for this corner, we're on the inside now, so we're just going up here and there. And as you can see, this game being buggy yet again for whatever reason. Again, it just did what it did last week and stopped counting. I mean, it was turning my wheel, but this time it didn't count the upshift. I was hitting upshift, and then it didn't count it for a second there. So yeah, again, not the best thing, but it's not the worst thing either, because again, it's a long race. It's just the first lap. Anything could happen here. And however, it's not ideal because you can see Catty is pulling away. the person
Well,
who
that's
we
one for
have
Mink.
to beat
Dude
by
just went
4
up from
points
the game.
today. Yes, it has to be 4, so that we'll end up with 29 points gap difference between me and himself, and that would secure me the championship today. We're very
What do you
very
mean?
close on Mink. Mink is using his ERS, as you can see on the straights. He's pulling away quite a bit. Um, my gap to Catty is just increasing because Catty is very quick here in Australia, in Britain. My bad, not Australia. So and me getting
Why are
stuck
you taking
behind
pressure
Ming
first lap, bro?
is not
Still
the
no full
best
race
thing
there.
that is happening to me. Cat is at the fastest lap, and as you can see from the delta, we're about
Calm
a
down,
second
bro,
off of him,
please.
as it is. I mean, of course, it's the first lap. Still behind Mink. We'll try and pass Mink within the next 3 laps.
Yeah, to be fair, I
Which
should be
is
pressured right now
what
because
we
Cat
want,
is getting
because
away
if
and
we
I'm
can't
being
get
held by
past
Ming.
him, it won't be a very good thing, because then Catty with his pace, as you can see, just on the mediums, is pulling away quite a bit from me and Mink without any assistance up ahead. So his raw speed itself is quite a lot. So we will have to get Mink eventually at some point, or hope that Catty or Mink, or possibly both of them, get some sort of time penalty. And Mink went all the way on the inside. Um, However, again, not the best thing to do. And I would like to tell you guys something that over here before the race, a few discussions were happening, because in the practice sessions that we did yesterday, yesterday meaning the
Bro,
day
me and Ming
before
have
this
waited
race,
so patiently
um,
for DRS, bro.
what happened was
We need DRS.
a lot of people are exploiting
Well,
in places
Mink is
like
using all
Maggots
his
and
back
Beckett's
foot.
cops, and over here Stowe, where they just went off wide, and as long as they touched the gravel with their rear tire just for a bit, or like lifted off like just like 10% of the
Why
throttle,
is that?
they would get away with it. And if done right, they could gain a lot of time. So those places were being especially monitored, and if someone was caught speeding through there, they would be either disqualified from that race, or from the season itself, for using exploits to gain a lasting advantage, which is again not allowed and acceptable at all. Let's move on, since again we're not close enough to Mink with DRS as well. So as you can see over here, the first example, I go off and I'm lifting off a lot to make sure that I don't get penalized for it, because I'm losing time.
I
So
completely
it's good as
screwed
long as
myself
you
back
lose
because
time,
I'm
it's
just
fine, because I'm not gaining like a lasting advantage out of it. And also I save myself from getting a tracking extension warning, which is again not what I want, especially considering this is the championship decider. So this is quite good for us. As you can see, skipping ahead a few, just by a bit, you can see ahead that Catty and Mink are going at each other.
Mink's right on Cat. I mean,
and
I
they're
literally
fighting,
don't
and
care.
then let's see where does Mink.
This is
Mink
helping
still
me,
ends
you
up
know.
behind Catty.
Yeah,
not
bro.
not ideal at all.
I used to not really like Ming, but then once I started talking with them and we
You
played
can,
more, like,
yeah, you can hear
I
me
really
say that. Well, ignore that. There's a lot of reasons as to why, so I don't want to go over it now. Maybe if I do a podcast, I'll go over it or something, but not now. Now's not the time. As you can see, I'm still trying to
if
stay with
anything, Cat
them.
should get
That's
Ming
this.
fight.
Their fighting
Because
has
Cat is
slightly helped
technically in
me,
the
because
junior
I've
team.
gotten DRS now, and I'm slightly closer. But again, he Mink's just pulling away. So we'll skip ahead
Mink
again
making
to
bad
lap 6.
mistakes.
You can see we'll be staying
To be
on
fair,
board
they're
Mink, and
fighting, so it only
Catty almost takes out Mink there. The way he just turned in there, he almost took out Mink. Almost a collision
Storm.
happened there, which is again not what either of them want, because then if
Not gonna
Mink
fight
gets
Mink.
damaged, then Catty is going to
I
get
don't want us to
reported
fight.
and probably
Unless
get
it's
given
desperate.
a time penalty,
Okay.
and which is again which he doesn't want yet again. Why?
Oh,
Because it's a
no,
championship.
okay, sorry.
So, excuse me. As you can see, because of their slight tipsy derby race, I am right on Mink again. I'm within the DRS range, using a slight bit of my battery, because
McLaren
he also has DRS, I also have DRS, so it's not helping either of us. I mean, over here, Britain is just like a big DRS chain. However, right now the DRS chain is just me, Catty, and Ming, and the others behind have pulled away quite a bit. My teammate in P4 has 3 seconds. As you can see, Ming goes out wide there, and you can see in the delta that my teammate and Stealthy Sunny are fighting, but that really doesn't affect us because it's not like they're right behind us. They're quite a few seconds down the field.
Was the one who glitched
The main point here being is that we have to stay focused on Catty and Mink, and Mink is going at Catty yet again. Mink gets pushed out wide but tucks in behind him. There's slight banging there. Mink tries to make a move and there's even more banging there, and now that's pushed Catty onto us. Will we take an advantage through here? That this Mink has actually pushed Catty back onto us. And this is crucial for us because if you get past Catty here, we can 100% get past Mink here, and we can push Mink onto Catty, and then Mink will have to defend from Catty while we get to pull away from that. And again, I don't get the best traction out of there, and Catty also has DRS, so this is not going to help our cause. So we just pull away to save our tires a bit. And Catty taking a very weird line through there. And well, yeah, we're just very, very close. And then again, you can see, I mean, we're pulling away from the cars behind, so we have no threat from behind. It's just that
the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Their tires
it's
are
just that
laps old. The time
if you're stuck like this, Catty can't get past Ming because it takes forever to catch up to Ming for him, and then by the time he catches up, there's another corner there, and it's the same for me. That's just how DRS chains work. So yeah, it's the same for me. As you can see, I catch up here, but then Catty again has DRS, and I also do. So what I do is I just pull in there on the free air, sort of slipstream from Ming to gain some sort of an advantage. We slow down quite a bit there to ensure we don't understeer into Catty or go off wide, because again, as I said earlier, if I'm caught speeding there, which again not my intention to do so, I will get penalized. Ming sets the fastest lap, and we're looking at our last lap delta. We were quite slower than Ming on that particular lap.
We're stuck in a DRS train.
You can also hear me say now we're stuck in a DRS.
Catty is trying to pass Mink, I'm trying to pass Catty, but because Catty has DRS and slipstream of Mink, I'm unable to pass Catty.
Yeah, well, I just said what I said now. So yeah, I'm unable to pass Catty, and then moving on to lap 9. You can see here I understeer, and then I don't know why I broke there, because that just made me lose so much time. I could have just gone off, lifted off completely, and came out and probably be closer.
Exploiting, I literally braked and lost an amount of DRS.
Well, you can hear that because these guys were literally threatening me, saying that if I use exploits, then I will be screwed over, because I'm usually the first person to find exploits at any sort of track. So yeah, we're skipping ahead by a few laps, and as you can see, my delta to them, they're just pulling away quite a bit. Over here, Catty and Ming trading laps, and moving on to lap 15, all of us go into the pit, and Ming gets a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane. And
well, Ming got speeding in the pit lane. Why Ming?
I was thinking about going maybe a lap later, but then I thought of these guys' space, which again, these guys were quite quick. So I was like, never mind, I'll just follow them through. If I stay out for longer, maybe they'll get past me and I'll be put in a complete disadvantage. So I decided to stay here with them. And the main problem is, if you look at the map, there's direct Nuti and Age Sam behind us who are coming, they're charging through. So can we get out before the both of them come through? We have turned off the pit limiter, and here comes Nutria. And Nutria's gone ahead of us, so now we're stuck behind another driver, which is not helping us at all. Because we wanted to be right in the free air behind Catty and Mink, and not behind another driver. And Nutria, without fighting us, just lets us by. Which is great sportsmanship by him. Coming through, I mean, we've got past him, but we've got even more problems. We have lost a decent amount of time behind him. So now we have even more work to do to catch Mink and Catty, which is again not exactly what we wanted. So I mean, it's fine, we'll try and push, but then again at this stage I really wasn't feeling that I had the pace. Teammate in the pace, he's going down to softs. Skipping ahead a few laps because again I don't want to bore you guys. You can see Sunny finally pits, and I have no idea why he stayed out for that much longer. As you can see, lap by lap, the delta to me, Catty and Mink is slightly increasing lap by lap by lap.
Fastest lap, bro.
And
Director, but I literally
you
can't.
can see again it's gone up to 4 seconds on the gap between me and Catty. And
Focus on your race, focus on your race, focus.
again it's just increasing again and again and again because Catty and Mink are just helping each other pull away. And over here, as you can see, not ideal because we crossed the line there, and then we had to again slow down so that we don't get penalized for it or get a track limit warning. As you can see, it's up to 5 seconds now the gap. It's not ideal. So we'll move on to the end of lap 22. And let's see what's going to happen from here again. It's just about 5 seconds, and we'll move on to the end of lap 23, and we will stay on board for the rest of the race from here. And you will see exactly why that is. And again, it wasn't my intention for
Now only BS is.
I don't want to say anything. You guys will see that the gap has now actually increased to 5.6, 5.5 seconds between me and Catty and Mink. For whatever reason, is ever so slightly getting closer and closer and closer to Catty with the DRS and slipstream. So I was hoping, you can hear me, so this is going down to Bahrain, isn't it? Because at this point I had completely given up. And since lap about 18, I was just saying it's going down to Bahrain, it's going down to Bahrain, because I thought, well, Catty is leading without penalties. Mink has 8 seconds. I'll probably finish second, so it's definitely going to go down to Bahrain. And I was like, well, it is what it is. I'll try and do a lot of practice so that I can have a good strategy, good pace in Bahrain. And there's yellow flags because Asian Sam had a moment there, I think. And Mink and Catty are switching positions. They're going side by side. Pay attention to the map because we can see them personally. Let's see what is happening. They're coming down. They're still side by side, still very close to each other. And they've stopped. What's happened? Catty is spun. Let's quickly move on to the clip from the stream. Thanks to IRC for allowing me to use it. Let's move on quickly. Let's see. Mink is coming up onto Catty. Mink is trying to go around the outside of Catty. Catty blocks off nicely. Mink goes off slightly wide. Mink comes through in. It's trying to send one down the inside. Tries it. Still going side by side. And Catty loses it. Catty loses it. So this has really helped us. Now we're right behind Catty. And all we have to do is try. And all we have to do is just get past him. And because Mink has 8 seconds and damage because of that collision. Again, it wasn't shown on stream, but he did. We will win the championship here, and this is an absolute godsend that has been given to us. We have to make a move on Catty within this lap and the next lap, and we're very close. Catty has no DRS. We're going down the outside. Catty's on the inside. Catty comes and touches us. What's happened? Catty spun.
Push me out.
Catty has spun. And I think
that was Catty's mistake. I think that was Catty's mistake.
From this point onwards, until and unless if we don't make a mistake.
I was on the outside. I was understeering more towards the outside, and Catty touched
You can
me.
hear me say I was understeering on the outside, and Catty came and touched me. And
Going slowly.
I can confirm Catty admitted that it was his mistake, and he was being very, very impatient. And then what is Mink going on here? At this point, I didn't know Mink had damage. However, I was told later that he had damage, so I was like, okay, fine, it is what it is. Not really dangerous driving if he has penalties.
So Mink
Damage. And here I come down the inside of Mink, me and Mink going side by side, and I get past. And at this point,
shut up, man! It's not over yet.
I said it's not over yet because it's seriously not over. Because at this point, if I spin, it's completely over for me because the tires will be too hot. Because over here with worn tires, if you spin, you get a lot of temperature and it's very, very hard to lose it. And if I spin, I'll probably be down to P4. which is again, I lose a lot of time before
no, because,
P5.
See, I was on the outside. I was
and
maintaining
I
line
didn't
and
want
Cat
that to
came out of
happen.
nowhere and hit me.
But then again, at this point, the only corner that was worrying me
I'm not sure.
Sure.
though. I mean, I didn't get any damage.
was the
from
corner
it.
that
I
we
just
were
know that
past.
He completely.
And as long as I don't
came.
make
I was-
any
I was
mistakes coming into
maintaining
here,
my
I should be completely fine.
I understood.
Catty is about 6.5 seconds behind me. Mink with 8 seconds is behind me, so that would mean Catty would be P2 and I would be P1 unless I make some sort of mistake and spin out or crash out. And if I crash, by the way, I will lose the championship here. Doesn't matter where Catty finishes. He just has to outscore me by 4 points. And coming to Maggots and Beckett, you can hear the silence. I knew it was done. And I would just like to thank you guys for being on this journey with me since race 1. The people who have been watching since race 1, anticipating IRC themselves, and all the viewers who have come in new, all the people who have subscribed. It was absolutely amazing for me to share with you this season, and what a season this was. Thanks to Indian racing community for having me. Thanks for, well, and coming around the final count, we've won the championship. We are the champion of IRC Xbox for season 7, and I would like to thank everybody who's joined us on this journey. And you could see that despite all the things that went up and down in the races, we still managed to win the championship. So again, I would like to thank you guys for being with me on this journey, and I will come back prepared and way better than I was this season for next season, because next season is just gonna get tougher because everybody's going to come into form. And again, don't forget, all my links are in the description. I would like to thank you guys yet again for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing everything, and I will catch you guys probably next week if I'm not commentating, or next season, and see you guys later.